Okay, here we have example 2. We've got two triangles. We have a 30, 60, 90 and a 45, 45, 1. We're going to answer some questions here on some of our functions. And so A says tangent of 30 degrees. And so what we do is we find our 30-degree angle. All right, that's up here. I know tangent is opposite over adjacent. And if you don't know that, that's something that you need to go back to your SOHCAHTOA and check out. And so here's my 30, opposite over adjacent. And then we probably want to rationalize our denominator. So we multiply both by square root 3. And I get square root 3 over 3. For a tangent of 30. Cosecant 45. Okay. So here's a 45. It doesn't matter which one we take. Now, cosecant is 1 over sine 45. If you remember the other video, cosecant is the opposite of sine. And so if I keep going, 1 over, and now if I do sine of 45, so sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite over hypotenuse. So I have 1 over square root 2. And so instead of dividing by a fraction, I can multiply by square root 2 over 1. And make it square root 2. Okay. This one's actually in radians here in example C. And we have pi over 3. All right. Well, we don't have any radian measures here, and so we're going to convert pi over 3 into degrees. And so if you remember from, I believe it was yesterday, all right, if I multiply by 180 degrees over pi, 180 degrees and pi is really the same thing. All right. And so what happens is pi's cancel out. I have 180 over 3, which is 60. And that's the equivalent of 60 degrees. And so we're really looking for cotangent 60 degrees. So I'll find my 60. All right. Now, cotangent is the opposite of sine, or of tangent. And so there's my tangent over there. And so instead of opposite over adjacent, adjacent over opposite. So here's my 60. Adjacent is 1. Opposite is square root 3. So 1 over square root 3. And same thing we did before. Multiply each one by square root 3. And we have square root 3 over 3. All right, D. Maybe we'll have to move D. We'll slide it down here. So we have two of them, and we're going to add them together. And so I'll convert them to degrees for you. So pi over 4. I'm really looking for tangent of 45 degrees plus cosecant, and pi over 6 is the equivalent of 30 degrees, right? Use the same conversion factor that I did here if you need to. Okay, so tangent of 45, here's my 45. Opposite adjacent, that's 1 over 1. Plus cosecant, all right? So if you remember, cosecant is 1 over sine, right? The C's and the S's don't go together. And so if I take 1 over sine of 30, here's 30, opposite over adjacent. All right, so 1/2. And then if I move it down, that's 1 plus, and 1 over 1/2 is actually 2, or answer finally is 3.